Welcome to my channel. Excel is magical. Often, when we are working in Excel, we will be navigating and also selecting within and between worksheets, right? And just because we don't know some basic shortcut techniques, we'll end up in spending a lot of time on this navigatings and selections. So guys, this video is for those who like to learn some basic tricks and keyboard shortcuts which can help speed up work in navigation and selection. So let us get into an Excel data and explore these shortcuts. In navigating techniques, let me first take you through navigating between worksheets. I have a sample file here which has a lot of Excel sheets in it. If you want to reach to a particular Excel sheet, normally we just scroll and try to identify our sheet and then we activate it. Alright. But I don't think this is an ideal way if you have a lot of sheets and if you want to quickly reach to a particular sheet. If you want to do that, the best way is take the mouse pointer on the bottom left corner here and do right click there. So when I press right click, I will get a pop-up like this, which is a dialog box, which shows all the available tabs or the worksheets in my current workbook. For example, if you want to reach to a sheet by name invoices, so instead of searching that in this tabs, I can very easily search that in this list. So here I have got invoices and I then click on OK. So quickly and nicely I have reached to my sheet here. And if you have to travel somewhere to a nearby sheet, which is maybe a sheet or two sheets before or few sheets after, for that I don't prefer right click, right? So one way you can go and click on it, and if you want to master keyboard, if you want to only use keyboard, this shortcut will be handy. What is that? You press Control page down, which will take you to one tab or one sheet after where you are, after your current sheet. And if you do Control page up, this will help you to navigate to a sheet which is before your current worksheet, right? So this would be an handy ways to navigate between worksheets. Now let us have a look on how do we navigate within a worksheet. If suppose you want to move cell by cell, we all know this, most of you know this, just press arrows, right? Either a down arrow or up arrow, left arrow or right arrows. But what if I want to move one screen full, either row wise or column wise? If you see the screen here, my last row which is shown here is 21st row, right? I want to see the next screen now. If you want to do that, I can press page down here. If I use only page down, I could see my next screen that is from 22nd row onwards. Page down again, same way. If you want to move up, you do page up, page up, page up. All right. And if you want to move vertically or column wise here, page down, alt page down, taking you to column wise towards right, alt page up, column wise towards left. So if you are somewhere in a sheet, if you want to reach to a first cell of your worksheet, we all know that the very first cell of our worksheet is cell A1, right? If you want to reach to cell A1, the best way is just press Control and Home. Control Home always takes you to the beginning of our worksheet, that is the cell A1. Now, the next one is really helpful shortcut, which will help me to navigate to each corner of my continuous data. So now if I want to see what is my last row used in this particular data, right? So I can just press Control and down arrow here. Look at that. When I press Control down arrow, Excel will help me to navigate to the bottommost row which is in continuous, right? Same way if I do Control up arrow, I'm back to that cell A1. Now if I do Control right arrow, it takes me to the right corner of a continuous data. Control left arrow, I'm back here. Now I'll take you through how can we navigate in a selected range? Now currently in this selected range, if I want to go one cell down, say currently my active cell is A1, correct? If I want to go to A2, we know that if you press arrow now, if you press down arrow, it goes to that cell, but my selection is removed there, right? So it will clear the selection there. I do not want to remove the selection. I need to keep the selection, but still I want to navigate, right? So this is what I'm trying to show you in few different examples. So let me pick the entire data. If you want to navigate one cell down in the selection, you can simply press enter. Enter helps me to toggle or move within a selection cell by cell, row wise. If I press shift and enter, look at this, shift and enter, it helps me to navigate row wise towards ups, right? If you want to go towards columns, you can press tab. If you press tab, it is helping me to go one column towards right. And if you do shift and tab, it is helping me to go one column towards left within a selection. And the next one, which I'm showing you, is really a wonderful option in Excel. So within a selection, if I want to go clockwise to each corner, to the next corner, clockwise to each corner, I can press this very handy shortcut, Control and dot. Look at that, or Control period operator, period character, I'm sorry. So if you do Control dot, can you see the active cell there? See, I'm here in A1, Control dot is taking me to M1, Control dot, it's taking me to M10, Control dot, that is actually each corner. It's pretty helpful if the data is really large, like for example, this sheet. If right now the entire sheet is selected, I would like to see each corner of my selection here. So I do simply Control dot. I'm on the top right corner here, that is AB1. I press Control dot again. I'm on the bottom right corner, I'm sorry, AB2156, Control dot. See how nicely I can press Control dot, I can navigate to each corner. And the last one in navigation techniques from me is how can we scroll to display the active cell. For example, if you have some selected data on a sheet, and if you want to know where exactly you have started this selection, many a times this would be an useful feature, right? If you want to go where exactly you have started with, I can just press Control and Backspace. Control Backspace, look at that, it will take me back to where exactly I have started this selection from. Let me take you to one more example. This is, I'm writing based on a formula now. Here, I need to write some formula. I'll just write a simple function, maybe a sum function. Now, I have some data to be picked in sum function. So I'll just travel to one of the area in this tab. So imagine I just pick this. All right. Now, where's my formula? So I need to look my formula or the cell where my formula is being written. So if you want to return back to that cell which has a formula, I can simply press Control Backspace. This will save a lot of time in the scrollings, what we do oftenly. Now let's learn few selection techniques. If I press Shift and right arrow, it is selecting cell by cell towards column. If I do Shift and down arrow, it is helping me to select cell by cell row wise. Now if the data is a lot and it is continuous set of range, don't use shift arrow. If I want to pick the entire data which is on my Excel sheet here, I can just press Control Shift right arrow and Control Shift down arrow. One more way to pick the entire range of data is a shortcut Control and A. So if I press Control A, you could see that the entire block of data got selected. Let me try here. I got this sheet as well. The right technique is click inside the range and then press Control A. If you are not in the range, if you are outside the range of data, Control A actually picks the entire Excel sheet. Why did we learn Control Shift arrows when we had an easier shortcut Control A to pick the block of data? Control A is fine whenever are highlighting this block for formatting or using it to create a pivot or to filter and all that. But if this block of data is being used within a formula or a function, or you have a dialog box where you have to use this block of data as one of the input, then this control A will not work. Let me show you an example. Imagine all these were numbers. You want to sum all this. So I'll just write equals to SUM, right? So now within this sum function, I would like to take up this entire block of data. So I'll just go click inside this and I press Control A. Hey, look at that. Control A is not helping me to pick the data now, right? So the only ideal way is I just go click here and then do Control Shift down arrow and then I do Control Shift right arrow. Now if I do this technique, you could see that entire range that is from A1 to M10 has been picked up. Now, if I want to select the entire row, irrespective of there is a data or not, I would like to pick the entire row. So the shortcut which is used here is Shift and spacebar. Shift and spacebar helps me to pick the entire row. And if you want to pick an entire column, you can just highlight one of the cell in the column which you want. I want that column F which has the main header. I press Control spacebar for selecting a column. If you want to extend the selection to the beginning of the row from the current cell, I am in the cell H6. I would like to select till the beginning of the row, right? So just go click on the cell. If I press Shift and Home key, Shift and Home, it is helping me to extend the selection to the beginning of the row, right? Say here, like let me take you a big data. So if I'm somewhere here, I just want to pick data of this row till the beginning of the row. So I can just click on the cell and press Shift and Home. So I have picked all the data from this to this. I'm just pressing this Control dot to check how much is my selection. Similar way, if you want a selection to be done, which is to be extended till the beginning of the worksheet, instead of pressing Shift Home, you can press Control Shift Home. Shift Home will only take you to till the beginning of this row, but when you do Control Shift Home, it will extend the selection till the beginning of the worksheet. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe to my channel.